right now.
And we start with some late-breaking news this noon. There has been a deadly crash in far west Bexar County, causing a portion of the east and westbound lanes at Calabria Road to be closed.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office saying a man was killed there in a crash with an 18-wheeler. Tiffany Huertas joins us now live from the scene with more. Tiffany.
David, Ursula, very tragic scene here. This is Calabria Road and Waterford Tree, but check it out. We've been here for almost an hour, and these vehicles, these drivers have been waiting here because they cannot get through. Deputies are not allowing drivers down Calabria Road going westbound. Drivers on Calabria Road driving eastbound are also being rerouted before Tally Road. The sheriff's office says the man killed was 31 years old and a passenger in a Kia SUV that was being driven by a 17-year-old girl. Deputies say the teen turned left on Tally Road in front of a big rig. The tractor trailer hit the passenger side of the SUV. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, the teen driver was taken to University Hospital. Her conditions are unknown at this time. Again, if you are on Calabria Road, try to avoid this area, because if not, you're going to be stuck in this traffic. We're going to have all those details on KSAT.com. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, new at noon, 2 arrests in a capital murder case.
This comes after San Antonio police say they found a man dead back in May. San Antonio police arrested 22-year-old Nathan Cruz Sanchez. They were able to track down 20-year-old Aaron Matthew Trevino after police say he took off to Kansas. SAPD says back on May 29th, officers found Takai Charles Michael dead in the 3900 block of Eisenhower Road. Police believe someone shot him after he tried to retrieve some stolen items. Both suspects are charged with capital murder. Trevino is expected to be extradited back to Bexar County.
Helotes police trying to find the driver who left this man for dead after hitting him. Police say that 36-year-old Jerry Sanchez was walking near Highway 16 when he was hit by a driver in a dark-colored pickup truck. This was back in December of 2020. Sanchez died at the scene. The driver of the truck did not stop to help him. Police think the suspect's vehicle is a black Ram 2500 or 3500 with yellow clearance lights and Mopar brand headlights. The pickup is believed to be a newer model ranging from 2016 to 2019. If you can help police in this case, please call Crime Stoppers, the number 210-224-STOP.
San Antonio firefighters had their hands full with a fire at a building on the city's far northeast side. This was the scene in the 5500 block of Mountain Vista Drive. That is just inside 1604 near Judson Road. It's an old golf course range. Investigators tell us there was a roof collapse during a fire on Sunday at that same location, and they think some of the embers under that fallen roof were able to rekindle. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
A big night in Uvalde. Families of Uvalde victims storming out of a school board meeting last night after a woman stood up and spoke in favor of the school district. Families chanted "No justice, no peace" as they all left. The families explained that they stand together, and if one person leaves, then they all leave. Berlinda Ariola, the grandmother of Amari Jogarza, repeated over and over again that the families were not finished calling for responsibility and accountability. She said there's only one side to be on in this situation, and that's with the families.
You're behind us or you're against us. There's no halfway in, halfway out. It doesn't work that way. And we're not going to sit here and let you tell us to our face that what they did was right. No.
Now, last night, the district also announced some new security improvements. They include new video camera systems, which are being installed this week. It'll also start an audit of its Wi-Fi and communications problems. Meanwhile, the search for an interim district police chief has already begun, and the district says its police force will be reorganized. This meeting comes right after ABC News confirmed that the Robb Elementary principal, Mandy Gutierrez, was placed on administrative leave with pay. The district is set to hold another open forum meeting on August 8th.
Back here in San Antonio this noon, blood banks once again putting a call out to donors. They're hoping more people will roll up their sleeves and donate. Right now, the need is so bad, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center says some surgeries are having to be postponed. The center says it has a 3-day supply of blood on hand, but less than a day's worth of type O blood.
And so we're seeing a lot of O positive blood being used in our area, but not enough donors who are O type coming through our doors to donate blood. So we need this constant flow of donors coming into our blood center, not just, years. So it has to really be, I think, a habit for blood donors to get into, to come in.
Type O blood can be used for trauma and cancer patients as well as surgeries.
And the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center continuing to hold community blood drives, and there's one taking place. It's happening right this minute. It's at Christa Santa Rosa Medical Center. That's on Babcock Road. It ends at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then there's another blood drive tomorrow at the Center for Healthcare Services on Park 10 Boulevard. That one's happening from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And heads up for job seekers, the Alamo Dome looking for part-time workers. It's hosting the Dome Draft Job Fair on Tuesday, August 16th from 4 to 8 p.m. Applicants can bring their resumes for part-time positions, including box office attendant, guest services, and event security. There will be free food, beverages, and prizes for job fair attendees. And we've got more details on our website. Just go to KSAT.com.
Help soon will be even closer at hand for people who live in one particular part of Northeast Bexar County. A groundbreaking ceremony this morning marking the kickoff of construction on a new fire station and road extension. Emergency Services District 11 will soon be setting up shop in this fast-growing area on Walsham Road, not too far from Gibbs Sprawl Road. The plans include cutting in a new road there, extending Gulf Shore Boulevard to better connect the new fire station to the surrounding community.
It means that they're going to get help faster. It's going to reduce the amount of time that it takes for us to get to emergencies, and it will greatly enhance the public safety as well as help lower their insurance rates.
The new fire station will feature more than 13,000 square feet of space, and it'll have a full team of firefighters available to respond to calls 24 hours a day. Construction is expected to take about a year.
And you can help furnish students with all the necessary materials needed for school by donating to the Good Samaritan School Supply Drive. Good Samaritan Services collecting donations through August 5th. Donors can buy the items from the online registry or drop them off in person at the Good Samaritan Community Services location at 1600 Saltillo Street. They're looking for things like backpacks and notebooks. You can view the entire list by visiting their Amazon wish list. And we've got a link on our website, KSAT.com.
And we're partnering up with our KSAT community partners for a vaccine phone bank. It's going to be happening this week. It is tomorrow evening from 5 to 7. We're going to have medical personnel from University Health answering all of your questions, and we'll have the phone number for you to call tomorrow. However, you don't have to wait until then if you want to submit a question. You can do that right now. Just go to our website, KSAT.com.
This noon, extreme weather affecting communities all over the U.S., from wildfires to flash floods and even that continuing heat wave. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest for us.
Extreme weather coast to coast. St. Louis seeing more than 7 inches of rain in just 5 hours, causing widespread flash flooding. Several cars trapped in high water. People inside had to be rescued by boat. Flood alerts issued from the Midwest to Southwest. Flash flooding also reported in Las Vegas. And following a historic heat wave in New York City, a thunderstorm with heavy rain moved in Monday. This time-lapse video showing it approach the city, the system causing flooding in some areas. As the Northeast sees some relief from that brutal heat, millions more still battling high temperatures. Record heat expected from Northern California to Washington. Portland, Oregon will likely top 100 degrees today, a rarity for the Pacific Northwest. Texas also facing dry conditions. In the Dallas suburb of Balch Springs, a large grass fire damaging at least 26 homes. In Mariposa County, California, the largest wildfire the state has seen all year continues to burn. Governor Gavin Newsom declaring a state of emergency for that area. The Oak Fire forcing more than 6,000 people to evacuate their homes. CAL FIRE taking ABC to the front lines where more than 17,000 acres have already burned. Around the clock, more than 2,500 firefighters battling the blaze in an area facing the highest level of drought.
This place is unique in the sense that this was devastated by the drought and it had bark beetle infestation. And that bark beetle infestation created tons and tons of available fuel, dead trees everywhere.
At least 21 structures have been destroyed in the Oak Fire. Thousands more are in jeopardy. CAL FIRE says this is the first time that area has burned in a century.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
There is a very small outside chance for shower next couple days. We'll show you when and where coming up.
Also coming up, the Cowboys have arrived in California. We'll hear from a defensive star in a few minutes in sports.
KSAT 12 celebrates Military City, USA, powered by USAA.
San Antonio has been called Military City, USA, and we're showing you why we're at the heart of military training. Operating for nearly 80 years and exclusive to Joint Base San Antonio Lackland is the Inter-American Air Forces Academy, or IAFA.
Well, IAFA offers one of the most unique missions in the United States Air Force arsenal, and that is we provide instruction to our partner nations in Latin America across 32 different courses, all in Spanish.
The Inter-American Air Forces Academy has provided world-class education and training to Latin American partners, and here's why.
Well, I will say with two words: security cooperation. In an age where our budgets are limited and our ability to do things beyond our borders is limited, we need partners. And we need it more than ever next to our borders. So Latin America serves as a very critical strategic point where we need to make friendships, influence partnerships, and of course build such capacity that when needed we can all operate in the same events, whether it's a hurricane or any other crisis, we can help each other out.
The San Antonio Zoo now has a brand new train.
It's a new locomotive. It was unveiled today at a ribbon cutting ceremony. This is the second new train introduced into the fleet within the last year. The new diesel train made possible by donations, and that includes $300,000 from Union Pacific. The zoo says their new trains feature more leg room, more seating space, and ADA accessibility.
Nice looking train. Hopefully it goes fast enough to create a little breeze. You can cool off a little while you're right there.
You have to be moving in this weather, I tell you.
Oh, you do. Any little breeze helps. And thankfully, we do have a bit of a southerly breeze today that helps with this heat. I mean, we're pretty much stuck right around 100 really over the next week or so. The aquifer is dropping down a foot today to 632.6. Don't like to see that. In the pollen count, molds are low. They dropped from yesterday's moderate category. We're going to look at the tropics, see if there's anything brewing there, plus some small chances of rain coming up. Your forecast straight ahead.
You think we're going to hit 100 today?
If you bet on him with doing it, you'd probably win.
If I had a nickel for every 100-degree
you would
day.
have how many? 47, 48 nickels?
Pretty much. I'll tell you this much. Your odds are much, much better guessing that than it is winning the Mega Millions.
Yeah, that's what, 1 in 303 million?
Something like that. 305 million, yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about statistics and look at rainfall. How many days has it been since we had a half an inch of rain? 28 days. That was back on June 28th. It's been 173 days since we've had at least an inch of rain. We're talking at San Antonio International Airport here. And then it's been 286 days since we've had at least 2 inches of rain in a rain event. That was back on October 13th. So this drought has been with us since last fall. It has been significant. It continues to impact us in many ways. Could we see some relief from the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic in the form of a tropical system? Nothing in the Gulf of Mexico right now. There are a few showers and storms near Florida, but this is nothing that would organize. I would tell you, though, that some of this energy is going to make its way towards Texas next couple days, could result in a few isolated showers and storms. We'll talk about that in just a second, but I do want to go further out into the Atlantic. There is a wave here. Now, the Hurricane Center has not flagged this or not watching it, but one of the more healthy waves I think I've seen come off the coast of Africa here. Everything's been pretty far south, but we'll see what this one does. Again, the Hurricane Center has not flagged this yet. It may not as it moves further out into the Atlantic, but just something to watch as we go forward. We are starting to move closer to a more active season here in the Atlantic, or what we would expect to be the active time of year. The next name on the list, if we were to get a name, would be Danielle, followed by Earl, Fiona, and Gaston. If you were curious, Time lapse this morning. Well, we started off with a little bit of cloud cover. Certainly did not last long. These morning clouds have been sticking around for about an hour, and that's it. Then we break out into these mostly sunny skies. Right now, 89 degrees, southwesterly winds at about 7 miles per hour. And as we look at the visible satellite picture, we've got some thin high clouds coming through, but nothing as far as cumulus development. There's a little bit of that as you get over towards Gonzales and further east. 91 degrees in Bulverde, 92 in New Braunfels. It's 91 Seguin, 94 down in Pleasanton. And the dew point trend today, we'll see dew points fall off into the low 60s. There's enough humidity there for a little bit of a heat index, anywhere from 100 to 102 for that feels like number a little bit later today. High temperatures, well, this probably comes as no surprise. 101 today. That's where we've been last several days. The hill country may only make it into the upper 90s. As we look at the radar and satellite here, there are a few very light returns showing up along the Texas coast. A little bit of a sea breeze perhaps starting to get going here, and that could spark off another isolated shower storm, but we're not expecting much today. Now, I mentioned we've got that system off to the west. There's also a frontal boundary up around St. Louis. They picked up nearly 8 inches of rain last night. Some flash flooding ongoing there. They picked up more rain in one day than we've seen all year long. High pressure still in control for us. And I mentioned that little system there. That tries to work in as we get into tomorrow. There's a 10% chance of rain. I think we'll see some showers along the coast. A few of those could try to make a run for San Antonio. That'll be the case probably Thursday too, but we can't put any more than a 10% chance on this. I think it'll be very few and far between, but a lucky few may get a quick shower. 100 tomorrow, 100 Thursday, 101 on Friday. Same story, that 10% chance of rain and low 100s over the weekend and into next week with another small chance of rain on Monday.
Okay, so you owe me a nickel.
Fair enough.
The Cowboys defense going on the offense when it comes to talking about this upcoming season. We'll hear from one of the defensive stars next. And the UTSA Roadrunners already reaping some benefits from last season.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys are on the West Coast now. They arrived at their training camp headquarters yesterday, ready to get to work. The team charter landed at LAX around 3:30. They DEWPOINT, and then they boarded a bus for the 1-hour trip to the coast in Oxnard to a nice police escort. A couple of players did stop and talk to the media. J-Ron Curse, one of them. The Cowboys starting safety signed a 2-year, $10 million contract extension in March. Curse is coming off his first season as a Cowboy. He started a career-high 15 games, 101 tackles, 2 interceptions, and for that reason and more, he feels like the sky's the limit for this year's Dallas D.
You know, we have the right guys in place to go out and do great things. You know, we didn't lose a lot. You know, we brought some key players back. So, you know, it's all about what we go out here and do, and you know, starting from day one, looking to improve on what we did last year, and you know, hit the ground running.
Of course, Greg Simmons is in Oxnard. He's going to have the latest from California during live reports this afternoon at 5 to 6, and again on the night beat at 10. It was the State of the Cowboys address by Jerry Jones going on today. In the meantime, the Roadrunners received 14 of the possible 22 first-place votes, with the University of Alabama Birmingham finishing with the remaining 8. The Roadrunners coming off their best season in school history, going 12-2 overall. They finished as Conference USA champions for the first time. At the same time, Rashad Wisdom was named to the preseason watch list for the Jim Thorpe Award, given out to the best defensive back in college. So here is the preseason media poll for Conference USA. There is UTSA right up there at number 1, then UAB, Western Kentucky, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, UTEP, and then the top, Charlotte, Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Tech, Rice, and FIU, number 11. So right there at the top to start the season.
Where was LSU?
That's not, don't worry.
Okay.
That's not their poll.
We're not.
They don't have to be in every poll on top of every one of them.
Okay. Just
We haven't talked about LSU yet.
nothing to talk about. TikTokers taken to the grocery aisles to help save you some money and some time. Take a look at the tips that are trending right now.
And getting outside and enjoying the sunshine can boost your mood and your vitamin D levels. However, in sun's warm glow lurks dangerous UV rays. Tips to help you remember to grab the sunscreen before you head out the door. Still ahead.
Of course, the money was there. It was good money. And it wasn't like outrageous, but it kind of was at the same time.
It is outrageous. Are you on the hunt for a new job? Beware. Employment scams have tripled recently. Coming up today at 5, you can hear about the offer that one woman was presented while looking for a job on a legitimate website. It promised flexible hours, working from home, good pay. It ended up being a fake. How you can spot an imposter today at 5. A sixth person involved in the decades-old Central Park jogger case has had his conviction overturned. That case surrounds the Central Park Five, a group of Black and Latino teens convicted of beating and raping a woman in Central Park in 1989. But their convictions were thrown out of court in 2002. Now, Stephen Lopez has also been exonerated in connection with the case. Lopez was 15 when he was arrested with the group, but he ended up pleading guilty to a lesser charge of robbing a male jogger. That way, he avoided the more serious rape charge. Lopez spent nearly 4 years in prison before being released.
As we well know, mass shootings come at a tremendous cost. There's new research that finds a great burden beyond just the death toll, especially when it comes to injuries. With more, here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
For every death in a mass shooting, there are up to 6 injuries. That's according to a study through the University of California, Irvine. Researchers looked at data from hospitals following mass public shootings from 2012 to 2019. They found a third of these patients required admission to the hospital and close to a quarter required surgery. They also found 44% had a functional disability when leaving the hospital and 10% needed long-term care. There were a wide range of injuries, including fractures, traumatic brain injuries, and non-fatal gunshot wounds. And most injuries were due to trampling or falls. The researchers estimate a cost of almost $65,000 per person treated for non-fatal injuries. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien.
The White House hosting a summit on the next generation of COVID-19 vaccines today. This as COVID cases are once again on the rise in the U.S., driven by the most contagious strain yet. Top representatives from Moderna, Pfizer, and other pharmaceutical companies, as well as scientists and key administration officials, are going to be there. The summit's going to include panels on next generation vaccine design and manufacturing, innovation in vaccine delivery, and advancing vaccine equity.
32 years after the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed, more people will finally be able to access hundreds of transit stations around the country. There are more than 900 locations called legacy stations. They're not fully accessible because they were built before the ADA. Now the Biden administration is looking to change that and improve accessibility. Funding for the project is part of the bipartisan infrastructure law.
Another sign that U.S.-Russia relations are indeed strained. Russia today announcing that in 2024 it will withdraw from the International Space Station project. It says by then it'll have fulfilled obligations to the project and will then focus on creating its own space station. Russia's withdrawal would be a major blow to the ISS project, which has been a model of international cooperation for decades. The announcement comes as Russia's war on Ukraine has deeply strained its relationship with the U.S. and Europe.
If it seems to you like gas prices keep dropping, you're right. Yesterday, AAA reported the average price of a gallon of gas is $4.35. That's down 17 cents from last week. The price of gas has now fallen every day since June 14th, and when it hit a record average of $5.01. AAA spokesperson said the price drops are the result of people fueling up less. The travel company says we could see further price drops at the pump, particularly if the global price for oil remains steady.
You still have a chance to become a mega millionaire. Tonight's Mega Millions lottery drawing now sitting at about $810 million. That's a cash value of $470 million. There are now only 3 bigger jackpots that have ever been won in any lottery game. 2 of them were for more than $1 billion, the Mega Millions jackpots in 2018 and 2021. And then back in 2016, there was the biggie, a $1.5 billion Powerball. As we said, the odds of winning tonight's jackpot, just 1 in 303 million.
You think it's going to be closer to 900 million by the time the drawing happens, though, because you know people have to work to buy some
Now,
tickets.
if you win, you're going to share?
Oh, yeah. I'll take you to lunch.
Justin?
An expensive lunch.
I'll share. I won't be at work tomorrow, but I'll share.
I'll have to track you down.
Are you going to share?
I'm going to share.
Are you going to share? Okay.
I'll fall off the grid for a while until I cash that ticket in.
Where'd Justin go?
Yeah, you won't know. Trust me.
If you see David Sears doing weather tomorrow, you know.
Then you'll know. I'll tell you, St. Louis, I mentioned this earlier, they won the weather lottery this morning. Maybe not in a good way because they've had a lot of flooding there. They picked up over 7 inches of rain overnight along a frontal boundary. And we can see that here on radar. We put on the radar estimates. And our radar is estimating anywhere from 7 up to maybe even 10 inches of rain. I think officially it was around 7 inches there at the reporting site. But that caused a lot of issues there around the St. Louis area. And they've been dealing with some cooler temperatures. Not the case here in Texas. It's already 100 in Wichita Falls, 95 in Dallas. It's this area up here, Oklahoma, North Texas. It's really going to be baking today. They're just south of that frontal boundary. And that tends to be where you see some of the warmest temperatures. It'll be hot here too. We're just not quite up to that level. We're sitting at 89 right now. And then behind the boundary, it's 74 Minneapolis, 74 Omaha, 79 in Chicago. Good looking temperatures there. There is going to be some hot stuff up and down the west coast today. 98 degrees in Portland, 91 in Seattle. And yes, that is very hot, although Seattle's been in the 70s most of the summer, so it's only fair that we, share some of that heat with them, at least for a little while. 103 in Oklahoma City, 102 Dallas, 100 here in San Antonio today, 100, 101 is what we're looking at. 99 by 3 o'clock, 100, 4 o'clock, we'll go 101 at 5 p.m. and then dropping back down into the 90s. Mostly sunny, a little breezy this evening as well, guys.
A little breezy.
Thank you, Justin. As he just talked about and been talking about all month, it's been a hot and record-breaking summer, but it's also UV Safety Awareness Month.
In today's New You, producer Alyssa Medina spoke with a doctor who explains why you might want to think twice before braving this Texas sun without the right protection.
Throughout your life, you've likely been told that a little sunshine is good for the soul. That may be true, but not necessarily for the skin. In fact, the World Health Organization only recommends between 5 and 15 minutes of sun exposure 2 times a week.
When you're out in the sun otherwise, you really have to be applying sunscreen or wearing a brimmed hat or clothes that cover your skin.
Rachel McDowell is the medical director of the telemedicine app Antidote. She says there are 2 types of UV rays you need to be protected from.
The UVA rays are the ones that penetrate kind of deep into your skin and cause damage to the tissue underneath. UVB is actually what's responsible for causing sunburn.
While sunburns may seem harmless and temporary, experiencing just 5 in your lifetime can double your risk of skin cancer.
Skin cancer like basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and melanoma, which is the most dangerous one. There is a genetic component, but it really, really increases your risk of skin cancer, and especially dangerous skin cancer, the more UV exposure you have and the more sunburns you have.
So how can you protect yourself? Well, make sunscreen part of your daily routine.
They make it easier now. So many moisturizers that you're putting on anyway come with an added sunscreen. And my kids, we just keep on our front porch the sunscreen stick, and they'll put it on their way out the door.
For New You, Alyssa Medina, KSAT 12 News.
And you're probably thinking, what about vitamin D? I thought it was good for you.
Well, it is, but Dr. McDowell recommends that you get it from dietary sources instead of from the sun. And it can be found in a lot of stuff like tuna, salmon, and cod, plus some dairy, plant-based milk, eggs, orange juice. It's also important to get screened for skin cancer and keep an eye on any unusual lesions, marks, or bumps.
While economists debate whether a recession is near, experts say now is the time to evaluate your finances and make sure you can weather any economic hardship. What you can do right now to help recession-proof your financial life. Coming up.
The hottest trending life hacks on TikTok involving saving money. Coming up, a look at some TikTok grocery tips that can help you save time and stay on budget.
And one of the nation's biggest retailers is doing what it can to keep customers coming back, even if it means losing money. How the move is highlighting recession fears. Still ahead.
Hello, everyone. These are your top headlines from Cheddar News. Russia's state-owned Gazprom said Monday they're cutting the flow of natural gas in their Nord Stream pipeline to Germany by 20%, citing maintenance issues. The pipeline, a major source of natural gas to Germany. Now, the European Union has accused Russia of energy blackmail. Europe imports 40% of their natural gas from Russia. Meanwhile, the NFL has launched their streaming service, NFL Plus, on Monday. Subscriptions will only cost you $4.99 a month. Users can watch all games, including local ones, but live, local, primetime, and postseason games will only be available on phones and tablets. And about 2/3 of Americans say they favor term limits or a mandatory retirement age for Supreme Court justices. That's according to a new poll from the Associated Press and Newark Center for Public Affairs. 67% of those surveyed support the idea of justices serving a set number of years instead of the current life terms. That includes 82% of Democrats and 57% of Republicans. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Becca Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
Walmart says it's slashing prices on several items, including clothing.
This comes after the company had already lowered its profit outlook for the year, raising some fears about potential recession. Shares of Walmart fell 10% yesterday. The company's former CEO says Walmart's move to lower its profit outlook mid-quarter is rare.
I know we did it once when I was there, and I've been gone for a long time. So, an inter-period warning like that is very uncommon for Walmart.
The company says prices on food and gas are forcing shoppers to cut back on general items, particularly clothing, and that's left stores with excess inventory that they now need to get rid of. Walmart hopes lowering prices will help clear the backlog and encourage spending.
Now to how you can protect your bottom line. Economists are closely watching this week to get a sense of whether the U.S. is facing a recession.
The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates again tomorrow. That would fight inflation but risk recession. Downturn or not, experts say now is the best time to look at your finances and create a recession-proof plan. Financial expert Jelly Alma Tavares recommends calculating your survival number. That's the most pared back amount that you need to survive each month.
That's going to include housing. It's going to include basic food and groceries, not a lot of dining out. It's going to include your health insurance and medical needs.
Talavera says that you could use that amount as a target to ramp up your savings, bulk up your emergency fund, and cushion your budget.
And folks are looking for money-saving tips everywhere, including TikTok.
Right now, the hashtag grocery hack trending with more than 86 million views on the social media app. One tip gaining traction right now. TikTokers are building a capsule collection of groceries. In other words, they stock up on staple items that can be used in multiple meals.
You can make different meals from, and you can make them a little different, but all from pretty inexpensive items, and you're using the same one, so you're not buying extras that you don't need.
Wow, and if you have trouble staying on budget or maybe to make several extra trips to the grocery store, here's an idea. Try buying a store gift card at checkout with a set amount and only use that for the rest of the month.
Ooh, that sounds like budgeting.
Well, yeah.
Okay, have you tried TikTok pasta?
No, I haven't. But I will say that pasta is one of those items. It goes a long way when you buy those big.
Is there a recipe on TikTok for pasta?
There is TikTok pasta, and we have it all the time. It's one of our favorite recipes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. TikTok changing the world. 89 degrees so far today. 75 was the low this morning. Today actually was right on about average, but we're going to be above average again this afternoon. 106 is a record high set back in 1954. And really over the last week, we have not been setting record highs. It's still been hot, but not in the record territory. Will we see those numbers get warm again or get well above 100? We'll take a look coming up.
I guess the good news is we're getting closer to August, and it's supposed to feel like this in August.
Well,
isn't it?
Is that a good point or a bad point? Like, I was thinking about that. Wouldn't it be nice if we had the coolest August on record?
Oh, wow.
That would be nice. I don't think it's going to happen just based on what we're seeing. But, once we get to August, we can say we're one step closer to September.
And then we could expect that.
there could be a front in September, cold front, could be. We've seen it before. We've got another month and a half to get through, though, at least. And I want to show you the Saharan dust. It's going to make another comeback. If you remember, we saw a pretty good bout of it a week or so ago. We're expecting some more. Now, I'll tell you, the concentration on this shouldn't be too bad. But as we get towards the weekend, I think that's when we'll see some of this try to make its way in there Saturday. Maybe into Sunday, but again, concentration is going to be on the light side, so it's not something I think that will bother a lot of people, but I did want to give you a heads up. We've seen a few bouts of it this summer. And, you know, one thing the Saharan dust does is keep any activity in the Atlantic at bay, and it has not been busy really over the last month or so out there, and this could be one of the reasons. Now, I did show you last half hour there is a wave out there. Hurricane Center hasn't flagged it yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, hottest July on record. We're still trending in that direction. I really think that there's, well, we're going to end up that way. We're averaging 90 degrees. Unless something drastic happens and it's not in the forecast, we're going to end the month as the hottest July on record, and by a long shot, for that matter, beating out 2009, where we averaged 88.7. 100-degree days this year, 46, and we're moving ever so closer to that second place mark set back in 2011. And then, of course, 2009, we had 59. I think that we'll probably surpass both of those as well. Just the way things are trending and the way they're looking, we know what we've already dealt with. I think there's more of that to come, unfortunately. We're just going to have to kind of hunker down here until we can get into the fall. And as we look at the satellite picture here, there's some thin high clouds working across Bexar County, but nothing other than that. You'll notice some cumulus clouds off to the east, starting to bubble up a little bit. Nothing, though, in the form of rain, at least not yet. 91 Helotes, 88 Bernie Stage, 93 Comfort. It is up to 95 in Gonzales, one of the hot spots, 97 Divine, 96 in Pleasanton. And there's the scene outside, 89 degrees at the airport, 67 on that dew point, so it feels like 92. And the temperatures, again, in the mid-90s in a lot of spots, 91 Kerrville, 93 in Junction. In the heat index forecast today, I think we get up to about 100, 101. That's going to feel like 102, maybe 103 when it comes to that heat index. And that'll be during that 2 to 4, 5 o'clock period where we'll see that heat index at its highest. Temperatures today making it up to 101 here in town, a lot of 100s. This is basically the same forecast we've given you last couple of days with 90s in the hill country. The satellite and radar does show a couple of showers trying to pop up around Victoria. It's more around Houston. Houston's got quite a few of these pop-ups over the last couple of weeks. We're just too far west to really get in on any of that deeper moisture. Now, there is a little disturbance that'll work in tomorrow that may give us a little better shot. You'll see some showers, maybe more of them along the coast, and some of them could try to work their way up towards I-35 late afternoon, evening hours. So let's take a look at that forecast. High pressure, still there, but as we go forward in time, this little piece of energy comes in, and we'll put in a 10% chance of rain tomorrow. That will be anywhere from, I'd say, 3 to 5, maybe 6 o'clock. Some of those showers making their way a little bit closer to San Antonio, and then we do it again on Thursday. Now, anything we see is going to be few and far between. Most of us are going to stay dry. This is not going to be significant rain, really, by any stretch of the imagination, but we do want to alert you of that small chance of a shower. That'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures right around 100 every day. Nothing changes here over the weekend. Same story, too. Mostly sunny skies with another small chance of some rain by Monday. We'll be right back.
Think they're going to have food?
You would win the bet better than you would win the lottery. Does that make sense?
If I had a nickel for every time they had food.
There we go, kid. You have a lot of nickels.
And we'd have the food.
That's right. Yes.
We got something really good coming up today, of course.
Yes, we taste a Vietnamese pork belly noodle bowl, one of the new specials off the menu at Pinch Boil House.
And Chef Mike Gonzalez is joining us right now. Good afternoon, sir. Okay, and the unique thing about, because, you know, a heavy meal on a day like this, but Vietnamese food is designed to be eaten on hot weather, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, so here we have a traditionally served cold noodle dish. It's actually called the Bun Thit Nung. So that's usually cold, so it's a hot noodle days on Vietnam.
Other than the pork belly, which we're going to be heating up, everything else is served cold.
Yes. actually, yeah. Just,
Okay. We're going to tell you all about that and some of the other really yummy stuff they have over there at Pinch Boyle House.
And yes, it's a safari experience in the Texas Hill Country. We take you to the exotic resort zoo, where not only can you go on safari, but you can stay right there in the safari grounds. Pretty cool.
That would be very cool. All right, you have probably heard about this young gentleman recently. He is the best high school musical actor in the country. Won the Jimmy Award. He's a local gentleman. I've known him for a couple of years. We're going to chat with Nikki Barone.
And cheers to tropical drinks on this Thirsty Tuesday from Costa Pacifica Mexican Seafood Restaurant.
Okay, a little bit of sad news. You may have heard this in the news today, but Klondike has discontinued the Choco Taco. I know a lot of people are just devastated by this. Okay, think of something that has been maybe discontinued you'd like to see come back.
Yes, let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. You may see your answer in the show.
We have food and we're talking about more food. Go figure.
Cheers.
Okay, 94 degrees. We're up around 101 today. This is a cut and paste forecast. Other than we have some small chances of rain next few days. We'll keep an eye on the radar. Nothing to get too excited about, but at least we could use the radar. Dust it off a little bit, guys.
Man, I miss the rain.
What was the saying about rubbing two nickels together? What was that? You know what I'm talking about? Never mind. Well, you got two to rub together because you got the 100-degree
day, and they're going to have food on SA Live.
There you go.
So, good bets all.
And it all starts right
now.
Let me tell you, I'd rather have the food we have here today. Today on SA Live, Safari Experience in the Texas Hill Country, we're going to take you to this one-of-a-kind resort that combines cabins and the wildlife.
And he's a young local actor that won the Jimmy Award for National High School Musical Theater. We chat with him about his journey to success.
And this restaurant is known for its Mexican seafood, but wait till you try the drinks for Tropical Nights menu. It's a Thirsty Tuesday.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Oh, hello and happy Tuesday.
There is a nice little breeze out there right now, but as Mark Austin has described it, though, on days like this, it feels more like a hairdryer blowing.
Yes! Yes, that's hairdryer wind, Mike. You can use that in your next forecast. This is what it's going to feel like. Hairdryer wind. Set on low.
Yes,
set on medium.
Like she is Fiona. I am Mike. And we are happy to serve you. We'll be your waiter and waitress this afternoon. So.
Yes, and we are going to be serving up some delicious food here. Excuse me. They're a restaurant that specializes in serving Southeast Asian seafood, street food, and rice bowls.
And joining us right now is Mike Gonzalez, who's the chef over there at Pinch Boyle House, one of our regulars. Good afternoon. Good to see you, sir.
It's good to see both of you.
Okay, so a hot day like this, you don't want a hot meal, and that's, like you said, the point about Vietnamese food, right?
Well, like you said, today here in San Antonio, we are going through some hairdryer weather. So just like over there in Vietnam, they go through very similar types of weather. It's very tropical, it can be very hot, and they go through some brutally heat just like we do. So
humid, same type of humid heat. Yes. Okay.
And what are we making today?
So today we're making a bún thịt nướng. Which the bún means is referring to the rice vermicelli noodles. The thịt is actually referring to the meat, and the nướng is the grilling that we do when we make the belly.
And you said usually this is done over a charcoal grill.
Yeah, usually they have a charcoal grill. Usually sometimes they'll have a small one and they'll just cook it outside, and that's usually how they'll make it in Vietnam. And then they'll have, obviously we have their rice bowl, or not rice bowl, the rice noodles. And then they sort of like put the salad in while they're grilling it and everything, sort of like make everything together.
Right. So while Mike is kind of getting that going, what's the difference, say, between that pork belly and kind of what it's cooked in and, say, Chinese pork belly?
It's a lot about the seasoning and the flavorings. Obviously, Chinese food has its own sort of distinct flavorings. The same thing it goes with Vietnamese food. They like to use oyster sauce, fish sauce, and that's just generally like sort of their flavorings. Lemongrass as well. Whereas Chinese is like more about the 5 spice and sort of like that sort of flavoring, which is very distinct. So yeah.
And a lot of people hear pork belly and think, what is pork belly? That's bacon, right? I mean,
more or less. It's just more or less kind of like bacon. It just comes from the belly. It's just, just the meat. Obviously, there is still a lot of fat on there, and there's a little bit of the skin on there too. But obviously, we want to crisp it up and cook in the oven so it comes out nice.
And the noodles are what kind?
So the noodles are rice or vermicelli noodles. They are made from strictly just rice that has been fermented for about like 16 hours, and it just sort of breaks down in like water. And then once that water is, they just literally just put it into a dough, and that's it. And then they cut it. That's all there is to it. There's no like eggs or anything. It's just strictly made from rice and water.
So when someone orders this dish at the restaurant, do they assemble it? Can they assemble? You know, like,
well,
how
at the restaurant, we'll do we'll do that sort of for you. You know, we obviously here we want to give you guys the experience, but at the restaurant we'll do that for everyone else.
Okay, so let's say that these are all done here. They would be a little bit crispier there, and you've got your demonstration bowl over there, and you can see the nice little grill marks on the pork
So
belly.
for you over there, but actually you got to put the oyster marinade, the grill marinade that we have on it.
Jumping ahead of myself, sorry. And what does this consist of?
So that is actually kind of what the main sort of flavoring that goes on for the belly itself. It has oyster sauce, it has lemongrass, garlic. Those are sort of like some of the main things that we put into the sauce for our grill marinade. But those are very common in a lot of different types of food. They'll use a lot of different things.
Yes, you can now get the aroma because that was smelling really good, and now it's smelling extra good here. So okay. And where y'all located?
So we're actually located on Broadway, sort of in the shopping district. I can't remember the name. Literally right across from Central Market. You know, right next to Incarnate Word.
And you moved, right?
Yeah, we actually moved our location from downtown, so we're no longer downtown anymore. Just at the Broadway location.
If you know where Satel's is right there,
yes.
Like you said, almost kitty corner from Central Market, it is right there. So, okay, so we've got that going right now, and then what is next in the bowl?
So next, you probably want to make your salad. So for the salad, it's very traditional. Like they use sort of just like mix. They got the Thai basil, and then we have the mint. Cilantro, obviously, cilantro we more refer to as cilantro, but over there it's more referred to as like coriander because it's obviously the other name.
Okay.
And then we just have some pickled carrots. Generally when they do the carrots, they'll just kind of pickle them right then and there. They'll get fresh carrots and then just put rice vinegar and just a little bit of salt and sugar, and then that's it. Very
You're
simple.
finishing. I have to grab a couple of forks for us back
he'll
here
be
very
back.
quickly.
Okay. And so this is one of the specials that start tomorrow, right?
Yes.
If you visit the restaurant, okay.
And then, just put some carrots.
Okay, some carrots.
Didn't even miss me, did you? Because we had a close up on that.
Yep.
Right there. So,
It's like you were always there.
I know.
And then you put the mint.
A little bit of mint.
A little bit of mint.
Okay. And I can't forget this. What's your favorite thing on the menu?
Actually, so my favorite thing on the menu is probably our Caps curry that we have. It's our penne curry with our grilled chicken and
the egg
rice.
And then
just put the egg rolls like that.
A little bit of that sauce.
And a little bit of this.
Open six.
Where? That is the.
Right
yeah, you can just pour it all over.
Oh,
honestly,
all over it.
go crazy with that. Go to town with that.
You got
it. So that sauce right there is what they like to sort of eat with the pork. It's called nuke cham. Basically, the nuke means water, and then the cham means dipping. So just a very rough translation, just means dipping water.
Dipping water. And I may have missed it, but what's in the egg roll?
They're just pork egg rolls.
Just pork. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
this is.
So to get the full experience, I would say try to eat the belly with sort of the herbs and the salad because it's kind of like one whole bite. They like to always eat everything sort of together.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll even get like lettuce and then just put everything into a lettuce wrap, like the noodles, all that, and just eat it like that.
Okay. All right. Well, remember, of course, the special starts tomorrow. They're at Pinch Boyle House, and for more information, all you have to do is head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan that QR code on your screen. Okay. All right. So, all right. You may have seen this. Okay. Some sad news for folks who are a fan of the Choco Taco. Klondike has discontinued it. So that got us thinking about other foods that have been discontinued before, like the Taco Bell Taco Pizza, which they ended up bringing back. So, our question of the day:
what would you like to see returned, something that may have been discontinued? This was a test product years and years ago at McDonald's. They got the apple pies. They had something called the grapefruit pie. Bruce, do you remember that? Not at all. I don't know if it was just up in Michigan or not, but it had cherries, apples, I want to say blueberries, and grapes in it. And of course, it was 1,000 degrees like the apple pie usually is.
On the
so.
Dr. Pepper shake? That was the voice in my head. They took away the Dr. Pepper shake at Whataburger.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So let us know at SA Live KSAT, what food do you wish, comes back, brings back, wherever you like to eat.
Okay, well, summer is definitely not over yet. Just step outside. However, you still have time for another summer road trip, and why not make this a wild adventure?
Yes, our Jen Tobias Dresky went out to the Johnson City Exotic Resort Zoo to see the wildlife and the cabins they offer there.
Today on SA Live, we take you to an exotic resort zoo where you can stay the night, have some fun swimming, and get up close with over 500 different animals. And we are here now with Matrix and Donovan. Tell me about Matrix, first of all, Donovan. Thanks for having us.
Matrix, a 3-year-old giraffe. He's a recent addition. Yeah, he's a handful, man. He's spoiled rotten. Loves to eat lettuce.
How old did you say he is?
3 years old, 2.5, 3 years old.
Oh, so cute. Matrix is one of hundreds of animals here at the Johnson City Exotic Resort Zoo.
45 different species of animals, yeah.
What can people experience if they want to come out here just for a fun family outing? You're about an hour and a half north of San Antonio.
The hand feeding is what separates us. The animals do come up to the car or the trailer. The guided tour is the better option. Our tour guides will tell you about the animals, explain everything to you, and yeah, it's just a different experience.
Thanks, Matrix, for letting us feed you. Yes, so I came with my kids and they loved how the camels get. I mean, I feel like
in your car or the trailer.
Right.
Kissing camel, he will take the feed from your mouth. But yeah,
my daughter did try that. She did.
Experience.
What is your favorite part out here?
Just something new every day. We get to see these beautiful animals doing something different, or just the customers are building something. Yeah, I'd really enjoy my job.
That's awesome. So you also have 8 different cabins.
We've got 8 different cabins. 4 of them sleep 4 people. 2 of them sleep 6, and 2 of them sleep 8. They're 200, 250, and 325 per cabin.
If you do choose to stay in one of the cabins, you get a free tour with your stay. There's 2 pools on the property, plus a playscape area for the kiddos, outdoor grills, an area for campfires, and some of the cabins have kitchenettes. So what is the story, though, behind the resort zoo?
So my parents opened the place in 95. They bought the property in 93. We originated in Louisiana. That's where we grew up.
I thought I heard an accent.
Right. It's kind of hard to hide. So they bought this property as just a ranch to get away from, just to come hang out. And we were in the emu business in Louisiana, and it kind of started to down market. So my dad was seeing all these exotics at the sales, and so he said, I have this property, why don't I put them on there and start breeding and selling?
Move forward 27 years, it's quite a unique experience for all to come and enjoy. 27 years, what's some of the feedback you get from people that come and stay here for the first time?
It's the interaction with the animals. Our animals come up to the trailer, and you're not having to look off and say, what is that? I don't know what it is. My girls are telling you about the animals. We still have the option for the drive-thru just because comfort. In the afternoon, it's 100 degrees.
Yes.
Trust me, I'd rather sit in the AC and enjoy the animals. So you get best of both worlds. You can do either option that you want. And we also have the petting zoo, and you can also feed Matrix.
Yes.
And we got a taper, so we have other things that you can, feed and pet.
Again, there are 8 different safari cabins here at the Johnson City Exotic Resort Zoo. You can rent those online. Just look to see what's available. They have 2 pools to cool off, plenty of shade. And for more information, you can head over to SALive.com. Just click the As Seen on SA Live tab or scan the QR code on your screen.
Okay, what a cool place. Okay, we usually call her Java Jen, but it's now Jungle Jen. Hey, here's a travel tip. If you're looking for coffee or refreshing ice drink, Johnson City Coffee Company is one of our most recent stops. And if you missed that story last week, they offer a fun selection of coffee drinks, wraps, pastries, and drinks for the kids. Oh, goodness gracious, that looks good. Drinks for the kids, too.
All right, for more information on Exotic Resort Zoo, just head to our website, SALive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan the QR code on your screen.
Jen always finds so many really cool, great things to do up there in the hill country. All right, when SA Live continues, it is a Thirsty Tuesday. During Tropical Nights, we check out drink deals from Costa Pacifica.
Cheers. Yes, plus we chat with local award-winning musical theater actor, and did I mention he's just a high school student?
He's going to be a senior this year, coming up, yeah.